I think that's
And you know what? I have a fucking bone to pick with Target making the adult book section smaller and smaller and
There's
smaller.
like 8 books in it.
Year over year. And like, don't get me wrong. Yes, Heated Rivalry has been huge. They had every book in that, what is it, like 7 or 8 book series. They have, it's only romantasy books.
Oh, yeah.
Only romantasy books. But I was like, Barnes & Noble doesn't open till 9. I had to go to this thing with the car. I was like, I'm here at Target. Let me see if they have it.
No.
And they have no Sarah J. Maas books.
I think mine has like the first Throne of Glass and typically like 1 or 2 of the ACOTAR books. Absolutely no Crescent City ever happening. There's just no love for Crescent City, and it makes me sad.
Okay. So I had this thought this morning, because I think you said that to me like yesterday or the day before. ACOTAR is for the like early 20-something girlies. It's super fun. It's a lot of like, what would it be called? Suspenseful, lusty romance.
Fair.
And it's a great, like, I'm not saying any of that negatively, first of all, but it's got like more of that
gateway
like
drug
vibes. And I would say Crescent City for me has a like swapped effect than it probably does for most people, because I would say Throne of Glass is that late 20s vibes where it's like, I can conquer the goddamn world. I can do anything. And it's just like really empowering. But I think Crescent City is like, it's for me now, but I think I would switch Throne of Glass and Crescent City. I see Crescent City as being like, I'm reading it thinking back to like when I was very, very much like Bryce prior to Hunt, and being like, that was me.
I also really appreciate that, like, while Bryce still isn't like our age, she's at least closer, whereas ACOTAR, like, Farrah's 18.
And then in Throne of Glass, I mean, don't get me wrong, because we have so many years there and so like such a long timeline. She's like, what, 21 or 22, I think, when it's done?
When it's done, yeah. I think some of it is that she feels older.
Yeah.
And so every time they're like, your 19th birthday, I'm like, oh, God, you've lived 18 lives.
But like now that we're getting to the end of all of the books, like we've read all of the ones currently out as of May 1st, 2026.
Almost. We're still on the last one, but.
Well, that's true. But since we've gotten this far, everything she said in her Call Her Daddy interview makes so much fucking sense to me. And it's stuff that I can relate with. But I also then hit this moment of being like, okay, well, we've had a lot of trauma, us both, and she can write a fucking book series. What am I doing with my life?
Being hilarious with the trauma. That's what.
Oh my gosh. I literally could not. Getting to the end of, what is it called? It's Sky and Breath, right? House of Sky and Breath.
Yes, I have it. I got it.
Okay. So I'm gonna go buy them because I'm gonna reread them a million times and I don't want to wait on Libby.
I think that's my biggest complaint with the naming of these is that like I do not remember the names. Like the first one is the red one and the second one is the blue one. And the third one is a weird color.
Crescent City 1, Crescent City 2. We're not going to call. That's how we should. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's how we should post them. When we post them, instead of by their name, we should put Crescent City 1. Crescent City 2.
Yeah, people aren't going to know what House of Sky and Breath are. I feel like
probably get more hits.
Even if I had read Crescent City 2 years ago and I saw something pop up that said House of Sky and Breath, I probably would be like, huh, and move on. Like, I don't know that in 2 years I would be like, oh yeah, that's the second Crescent City. Because
I can't even get ACOTAR right. But I can do Throne of Glass because they are actually like titles.
Different.
Yeah.
I can't always remember what order they come in. Like a couple of those middle ones get me.
Do you think one day you and I are going to look back on these videos that we record and we go, wow, We could really tell when it was 9 a.m. for me and 7 a.m. for you. Because last week, I think we were so much more glammed than this. I literally...
No, because I just pulled clips from last week, and I had my giant abs sweatshirt on. I did have my hair up in a cute little, like...
I wish I had a shirt on right now. I'm going to... See, but look at this. The collar's too big.
Here
we go.
This is my $7 shirt that I got when you were here.
Can I get it to... Yes.
Okay, collar popped. Look at you.
It won't stay. Oh my gosh.
That made me think about, I think I told you this in a voice memo the other day, but I feel like it deserves a spot on the pod. One of my high school patients, I think she's a sophomore, looked at me the other week and she said,
the bouquet girl?
Yes.
Okay.
It was the bouquet girl. She's fantastic.
She needs a nickname.
She looked at me the other day and was like, oh yeah, my school's having 2016 day. And I laid flat on the ground.
Did you see my ugly drop of my mouth? I was like, excuse me.
I went all the way down to the ground and just like put my head in my hands. And she was like, what? And I was like, ma'am, 2016 is the year I graduated college. And she looks at me and she goes, what did you wear? And I was like, girlie, I had Instagram. I'll show you what I wore. And so I put on my Instagram and I'm like scrolling back and I was like skinny jeans, heels, cut off sleeveless t-shirt that looks like I'm going to a business meeting with this chunky teal flower necklace. And she was like, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen. And then we started talking about prom and she's like, wait, what did your prom dress look like? And I was like, it looked like that prom dress material that they don't use.
I've never seen your... Wait a second. We have to find it and we have to put it with this video.
Okay.
Find it and send it to me right now because I'm just going to put it in the Google. Find it and send it to me.
I will work on that.
Did you just say you're not?
I said I'll work on it.
Oh, I thought you said I won't. And I was like, I will text your mother.
But I was showing her, I was like, my prom dress was that material that they only made prom dresses out of. Like, if they don't use, what is it, like taffeta or something like that? I was like, they don't use that for anything else. I was like, you guys have cute prom dresses now that you could absolutely rewear to things. I was like,
there are still some really ugly ones.
Well, that's fair. I feel like black has become the new color for prom dresses. We were at the park last week, black. We were at the park last week and there was like a ton of kids taking their prom pictures and it was like black and red. And I was like, my first prom dress was royal blue and my second prom dress was hot pink. I was like, we didn't do normal colors. What is this? The worst part is that I went to prom my junior year with a guy that I had dated. He broke up with me 3 weeks before prom.
Wait, you still went with him?
In like, first off,
I heard this.
You watch Parks and Rec? I can't remember.
No.
Barely.
Okay. Barely.
Well, there's a scene where the guy like breaks up with her in the nicest way and she does not know she's been broken up with. That's kind of what this guy did to me. Like I like did not fully grasp what was going on. And then a couple of days later when I figured it out, he was like, but we can still go to prom together because we already bought tickets. And like, it was, you know, it wasn't a nasty breakup. And so I was like, we already have our plans and everything. Like, that's fine. This guy was like, super religious, conservative, all of it. Like, would not kiss a girl until he got married, which, you know, you do you. Whatever.
He's losing out on life experience.
Like, you do you, whatever. But we went to prom. We went to PF Chang's for dinner. We went to prom. We were there until maybe 9 o'clock. And he was like, not dancing, throwing a fit. Like, he wanted to leave. There were 4 of us in my group. The other 2 were like, great. And he wanted to leave. So we left prom like super early. So senior year, I went like just with friends by myself with no date. Cause I was like, we're not doing that again. Absolutely not.
My prom experiences were very different.
I have no doubt.
People are going to have to be really cool about some things. Talk about those.
Maybe not an early episode.
We'll talk about those later, guys. Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Like
you look really, first and foremost, you look really good though.
Oh, thank you. I think I look really awkward. I don't know what this is, but all of the other pictures have my date in them. So
Thank God there was one without him.
Yeah. Oh, I would have cropped it.
No man could stand next to you and I would go, that looks right. Maybe your husband now, but then that would be creepy because you're that young. But like, because he's perfect for you. I just could not envision anyone else being there other than Pat. So I'm happy you're solo. But you look really good.
Thank you. I'm going to see if I can find my senior year one. I
You
don't
know
have an album.
about this? Wait. Do you know what my favorite thing about this photo is?
What?
What are they called? The children nowadays, not our generation. We're millennials. What's
Gen
the one
Z?
behind us? Gen Z. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
They will Photoshop this onto pictures.
Nowadays. Wait, I didn't realize you were going there.
To make it look older. And I can't even tell you how many photos I naturally have one of those on. However, I will say,
I did not even realize that was there.
Most of the time, the date is completely wrong because we never set it on a single camera we ever own.
Nobody sets a camera.
This one says that it is, this one's probably right. This was your mother. This one says it was May 7th, 2011.
Yeah, that sounds like it was probably right.
That's so funny.
I also just sent you my senior year prom dress.
Yes. Okay, hold that thought. I'll try to find both. I'm supposed to go up to my mom's for Memorial Day. Oh, baby. Not your color. Great fit.
My mom.
Blue is your color here.
Yeah. My mom was like.
You look anemic.
Okay, some of it's also the lighting.
That's exactly, and the color of the wall. Like you were set up for failure here.
Let me find, I don't have a single picture where I'm like out with my.
But the fit is fantastic.
I'm going to send you the group pic of the back of the dress because I am still astounded that my mother let me get this dress. She looked at me when we got it and she was like, that looks amazing on you. We are not showing your father until you're leaving for prom. And my dad saw it and he went, don't you think that's a little low cut? And my mom said, oh, she's got to go. And shuffled me out the door.
Oh my gosh. Stop. I love it. That's hilarious. Oh, here we go. Oh my God. You're so cliche.
Oh, we have one with like the legs sticking out too, but I chose not to send you that one.
That's not fair. Your mom will send it to me. Guaranteed your mom would send it to me.
I don't know that my mother knows where those pictures are anymore.
That's not even that bad though. I mean.
You what?
Thank you. First and foremost, thank you. I cannot wait to use these photos. I'm so excited. These are bringing me so much joy.
They brought my high schooler joy too.
Guess who's here?
Hello, Herc.
He's so mad. He's always so mad when I sit in here and talk because this is where I do therapy. But you have to stop sending me the yummy stuff you make because I don't have the energy to make yummy stuff right now. And I'm also not working out enough to make lots of yummy stuff right now. And I'm really jealous.
I am trying to curb that both because of my blood work and also because of the disordered eating that's going on.
Yeah. But you've been eating this stuff. You just feel bad about it.
It's like a binge restrict cycle. So like weekends, real bad. And then during the week is like 1,400 calories. So I'm trying to make that even.
That's really exaggerated.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah. So I'm trying to like even it out better.
Are you using an app?
Sometimes.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I use an app just called Macros. It's got a picture of an apple on the front of it.
I saw that.
And I like it. But when I track my food, it makes me more obsessive about it. And so I do it like once a week with my like breakfasts and lunches because I eat the same thing for breakfast and lunch and snack every day. Mm-hmm. And make sure that I'm close enough that whatever I eat for dinner will probably fill the rest of it in. Because if I track every single calorie in a day, I will spiral.
Are you over or under? You're under on the calorie count you need.
Yeah. Usually the only thing that I consistently hit is protein, and then my carbs and fat and calorie are all too.
What if you planned it out in advance?
So that's what I mostly do.
Like you sat at the beginning of the week and figured out what you could have within a certain range every day. But do you need to increase your weight, or do you just need to maintain it?
I want to maintain it, but I'm also starting to run more because I've officially signed up for my marathon because something's wrong with me. And thus, like, I need more carbs for running, but I'm also supposed to be on a lower carb diet. So I need to see if our insurance will cover a dietitian, but I'm in therapy now. So that's a positive move.
Yes, it is. It is. It is. I think my question was because I'm just learning the name of the game of like balancing those things to also be healthy. Because my problem is I constantly go way over, but I don't have the activity level that you have. And so even if I'm not hungry, it's like a habitual, like right now, I'm not hungry. I'm going to get rid of this popcorn. But my bigger problem is that it causes like my inflammation to flare.
Yeah.
So, and I can't figure out like what my inflammation is flaring from what I'm eating. And so I'm getting obsessive in the like trying to figure out what my options are at the moment I need an option, rather than looking to, if I plotted everything out, I have the ability to work it with what my schedule is better. I don't know. My thing is like, I'm just going to eat constantly all the time.
I'm trying that this week because part of what I realized is like, I needed to bring an extra snack at work. And I like having a sweet treat after dinner. So I'm going to try to prep like my breakfast and lunch and then also a snack for the afternoon so that I don't just get, because I feel like what I've been doing is like, I'll eat my lunch at like 1:00 and then just like starve myself until dinner. And so then I end up eating like either a lot of dinner, or I end up eating like a normal amount of dinner and then like dessert afterwards and then feeling guilty and like restricting the next day. And so I'm also going to try to prep like a dessert in small portion so I can still get a little.
Were you the one who did the somebody in my friend group? I think it was somebody from the club though. They just sent out our schedule for May and June and I love it. Somebody made the like Greek yogurt and you can mix like a little peanut butter in it and you like make it, you freeze it into a cookie and then you dip it in chocolate.
Yeah. I did that with like Reese's. I did it with like Greek yogurt and peanut butter powder.
Oh yeah, I had that at your house.
Yeah.
We did those too. Somebody though did the one where it's like Greek yogurt, or you can blend cottage cheese. And I was like, that one sounds a little weirder, but people swore by it. It was like Greek yogurt, some peanut butter, and it was like strawberry, no peanut butter. I think it was Greek yogurt, protein powder, and strawberries.
Oh, I've seen that.
That's what it was. And it like balanced out, I think because of the protein powder. But nutritionally, it was like a ton of protein, virtually no sugar, because the only sugar that was in it was from the chocolate. And it was a coating of chocolate. Either way, those looked really good.
Those do sound
ready. Wait, I want to read my notes real quick because I didn't read them before we hopped on here. Do you have any notes?
I have notes that are now, obviously, spoiler alert, because we're going to talk about the whole book. I have notes that we then learned the answer to, but I would like to read them to you. So very early on in the book, when Day first appears and is coated in flames, I was like, is Day somehow Aelin? And then very quickly was like, okay, no, never mind. When she started talking about being lonely, I was like, obviously not. She's got like a whole posse. And then obviously we like dove into, is Celestina Day?
Yes.
Which I was so sure of for so long.
I was too.
Until they got caught in the closet when Rune was supposed to meet her. It was like the same time that I was like, okay, well,
I still wasn't even sold at that point.
I was like, at that point, I was like, okay, it's not her, because I think she would not, like, I think she would have met Rune and not been hooking up in this closet, whatever. Yeah. I don't. Oh, it was the was it adamant, the black adamant wall when Rune tried to like mind speak to her that like is the hind. How do you say it? Hind.
The hind.
I've been saying hind. Absolutely.
Hind because I think I heard it once, but I'm not sure.
I like hind better because it sounds less gross. But anyways,
it's literally supposed to be so evil.
Even still, I don't like saying the words.
The vibe's not there for you.
She related to Rhysand. That's my theory because of the like. He's the only other character in the whole universe that has the like black adamant mind wall thing. And now that we know there's overlap, I think they're related.
I think that Rhysand is related to Rune, and that we're going to find out that Bryce is related to Rhysand because it's through the Autumn King. Because Rune is the brain talky person. He has the furthest amount of power in that direction in Crescent City, and Rhysand has like obviously so much more, but he has like that is a huge thing for him that popped up like really early on. And so I think that's the connection.
One of my other notes was, I wonder if they're both a Valg. Because I've seen the theory that Rhysand is Valg, and I wonder if maybe the black adamant mind is like part of that. I did write down Cormac can winnow very early on in the book, and now Bryce can too. So it does make sense that they're both related.
And if you think of Cormac, you really kind of think of the Autumn Court, the Autumn King. I think somehow those things are crossing in these verses, and that Rune ultimately connects, and they're like cousins in a sense, in the way that like Rowan and Aelin are cousins. I wish you could see my arms. Wait a second. Cousins.
Very far apart.
Yeah, exactly. That's my theory.
These are so random notes because I have like this many notes.
How deep we're in this at this point.
Not very many notes.
For you not wanting to read the fucking fairy books, I love where we are.
My two favorite notes on here. First off, I just wrote lavender shampoo.
They obsess of the shampoo scents in this whole universe. They can smell things really well.
But specifically the lavender shampoo being like a callback to Throne of Glass. I was like, the lavender shampoo. It got me. And then my personal favorite note just says the gym scene, no one washed their hands.
Ew, stop. I had so many. I had so many.
Nobody
the moment that it was like happening, I was like,
It goes back to, I know I've already ranted about this, but the scene on the beach in Throne of Glass where I was like, there is sand and salt water, places it doesn't need to, like, wash your hands.
They are willing to do and share everything with each other.
Go take a shower, wash your hands. That's
what your mate is. What do you want? Okay, wait a second. This is going to be a weird angle, but... all of Hercules' appearances.
Sweet little Hercules.
Hi, the big guy. Oh my goodness. His breath is so bad.
Okay, those are my notes.
So my first piece, we are amateurs. This is from the first book, actually, though, because this was close to the end of the first book that I realized this. We're amateurs to not talk about Fenris, Moonbeam, and the wolves in CC. And then we get to the part where Fender is Danica's, Sabine's, the prime appearance, like last name. And then there's like something about the Moonbeam. Something about Moonbeam and CC. Do you remember what that was? It was really early in the book.
No.
Oh, rats. Okay, somebody somewhere find it. I don't know. We'll eventually reread this and we'll go,
that was it.
Know exactly what that was. But Maybe it was just the fact that they're like wolf shifters. I don't think that was it. What could Fenris do? He could winnow, couldn't he? Technically, short distances like Cormac and Bryce can.
I think so.
So I don't know what the Aelin connection or the Throne of Glass connection would be. My next one was the making of the sword. Oh,
I
now
had
we
a
have an even
connection.
firmer grasp on like swords being important, but we can't talk about it because it's the third book. Have you hit the
Yes.
swords? Okay,
I'm like one chapter, maybe two into the third book.
I'm on chapter like 10. One of my first notes from this book is something about a fucking sword. Of course it is. The making of the sword looking like Hunt with the lightning. What are we thinking? Demarius. So Throne of Glass. Yeah. That was a big emphasis. Something about the sword was a big emphasis. I can't remember at this point. I need to remember these things. Oh, wait, no, that's what it was. The sword's power was lightning, and then Demarius' power was truth.
I was also wondering, like, could that sword, one of my notes early on was, could that sword be what Nesta makes in Silver Flames? Yeah. Because she makes the, like, crazy, evil, powerful sword that everybody's like, whoa, we don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Also, I'm trying to find the connection to Aelin because I told you about it and you were confused.
At the end of the book?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wait a second. Oh, because it was a voice note. Do you think I can find the voice note?
Voice note. I'm trying to find like the actual like part of the book that it says it.
We send each other so much. Okay, wait. I'm going to read the notes between you and me. Okay, you said... Oh, you said you will undo the actions of one ignorant princess 15,000 years ago. Absolutely no love for Dorian trying his best to help. What did that mean?
So whatever it was talking...
Princess.
Whatever it was talking about the gates being closed. And he said the actions of one princess 15,000 years ago. And I feel like it's Aelin closing the word gate. And then I was saying Dorian tried to help. And poor Dorian doesn't get any love for that.
So do you remember when I said that Throne of Glass was long before ACOTAR?
Yes.
So I will say
I
solidifies now that you just said that because I missed that. That solidifies my thought process that Throne of Glass is first.
Yes.
It is the original world that had everyone.
Yes. I think that's where the fracture happened at the end.
And then it gets so bad that people start going all over trying to find different worlds to be on. They're getting, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. And then these two are at the same time. ACOTAR and Crescent City are at the same time overlap.
So both of our theories end up being right.
Yeah, kind of. No, I think you said...
Because I said at one point that I thought all three happened like simultaneously on different worlds. I have also at one point thought that it was like three distinctly separate timelines where ACOTAR happened like 500 years before.
And we just didn't know for Crescent City yet? Yeah.
Crescent City. But now I think Throne of Glass happened first. ACOTAR happened slightly before Crescent City.
Ooh, I totally missed that.
Wait, do we think... Because... Never mind. I can't say anything. Well, no, it's in the end of this book. I was going to say, do we think that ACOTAR happens after Crescent City? But I think Feyre walks in at the end of the second book because it says the tattooed female. So never mind.
Yes.
I think ACOTAR is second. Well, I don't want to get into the beginning of the third book, but...
I thought Nesta was supposed to look really different from either of her sisters.
Was Nesta mentioned?
at the end of the second book?
I don't think so.
I don't think it called her out by name, but I think the way it described her with silver flames or whatever, I thought that was at the end of the second book. If not, spoiler alert.
I don't think so. I think the crew that rolls up is Rhysand, Feyre, Azriel, and Amryn. Because Amryn has silver eyes, I'm pretty sure.
I thought there was two. I thought there was two other girls. Okay, I'm wrong. Spoiler alert. I totally lost my train of thought because of that. It's fine though.
So sorry.
Okay, next note. The way that SJM let me be relieved that the harpy wasn't Day. Spoiler alert.
Wait.
Only for it to be the Hind.
Where are the texts that I sent you?
They're not far. I think it was 2 nights ago. We barely. I try not to talk to you because you do shit like this, but now I'm appreciating it a little bit.
Okay.
Fuck Celestina big mad at her.
Yeah, she tried to act like she's Hunt's friend.
Stephanie, I laughed so hard at that.
Sold him out. I was so mad. He's keeping your secret, ma'am.
That was so funny.
He could ruin you.
I agree. I was pissed, but I had too many thoughts churning. You had
Also,
bigger vibes on that.
Danica has a mate.
Oh yeah, that one threw me, but then I was kind of like, I kind of like this development. I like how much of a liar she was. I don't think it had, I don't know. I don't have any qualms with Danica in all of the things she did. I'm not even kidding. I would have done
either. I understand why she did. I think, honestly, it's because it's the same thing that Aelin did. Like, Aelin didn't tell anybody anything. We just got that whole book mostly from her perspective as to why she didn't tell anything, whereas we don't get any of Danica's perspective on why she didn't. We just get Bryce being hurt about it, but, like, I totally get why she didn't.
Who do you think was Aelin's Bryce? If Aelin is Danica, who do you think was Aelin's Bryce?
All of them. Like, all of them except Lysandra.
No, who would have been the closest to her?
Ooh, Lysandra.
In that way, you know? Do you think it would have been her? No, Lysandra was in on one of the biggest twists of that series.
Well, that's what I mean, though. Like, I think she would have been the person closest to her, though. I mean, but otherwise,
no. I'm not saying who is the person closest. I'm saying who was the person that was hurt the most by Aelin. Who would have been Bryce?
Kale.
I think it's Aedion.
Ooh. Okay, I could see that. She owed more to Aedion than she did to Kale.
I mean, I think there's arguments for a lot of people of it, like, why she did what she did, but I think she was also, like, I don't know. They were also actual family, you know?
My text where I thought it was the harpy came in at 7:35. Me panicking, and then 2 minutes later at 7:37, oh thank God, that was a false alarm.
I loved that ride. However, when you said how hurt you were, I immediately, whenever the harpy was there and then the Hind was on the stairs, I immediately knew it was the Hind.
I did not.
I did. Because he had been standing there. She had waited, seen the coast was clear. He was like, well, if she doesn't show, and the harpy comes out of nowhere, probably just on a regular old round or whatever. And then the moment he turns around, she's like just far enough away. I was like, it's her. And I was building up for it, and I was waiting, and I knew you were behind me, and I was like, I can't say anything. And then the moment that it happened, I was like, I fucking knew it.
The collar popped on me.
That was like really redeeming for me.
This is the most disorganized talk through of this book.
I love this. This is how it should be done. I think I forgot how to blink, and I've just been the shocked Pikachu meme for 50 pages. Oh my God. Find the meme, because I was like, what is she talking about? And now I have to see it.
Okay, hold on.
I think he thinks I'm crying when I'm laughing. He's such a good boy. Because he's back. Oh my God. Stop.
That was me for the last 50 pages of this book, just sitting there not blinking, like not full, like chin drop, but like my mouth was just a little open in shock.
Oh my God.
Like the last
I will agree.
50 pages.
There were so many things.
It was like Danica's mate, the harpy, the hen, the whatever. And I was like, I can't do this.
I think I relate with so many characters of this book, which like that might be just because they're experiencing like some like real first world problems. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe I should get over myself. I feel like I've felt a lot of my friends are texting off the chain. I think there's like, hold on.
Text them back and be like, I am actively recording right now. Leave me alone.
8 messages. And it started like 2 minutes ago.
Oh my God.
But I think that I relate because like I relate with like Therian's feeling of feeling trapped. I relate with like Bryce feeling like she had to like hide portions of herself. I relate, like, you know what I mean? Like the trust issues Danica had. Like I relate with a lot of those things. And I have no idea where I started with this. Well, yes, I do. Okay, your shocked Pikachu face. So I didn't have a lot of the like shock value. I had a lot of, that makes sense. I would have done that. That's my mental illness. Everything wrong with all the characters in this book is what I need to work on myself. And I'm trying my hardest. I got to be honest.
Reading.
But I was like every single like Therian running and swearing himself so he couldn't get literally dragged back.
That was crazy.
I would have made a rash decision like that.
Also, I feel like probably same. Also, the way that the River Queen's daughter was just like, yeah, I've known you didn't love me for a while. I was like, girl, can we talk about how you also need therapy? Like, why are you just waiting for him to change? Like,
I also related with that.
Man.
So
get out of here. Also, like, you didn't do anything. Don't go run to your mommy. Hate.
So many things. I have so many text messages. It's not just them now. Play It Against Sports wants to offer me a coupon.
I'm about to start just texting you while we're here.
Please don't. It's overwhelming. It makes me anxious. Hunt being enslaved again. I'm so upset that it's happening. However, I love the way it's opened into the third book.
I
can't say more. Won't say more.
You said this when you read it, where you were like, I just finished. I'm immediately starting the next one. And I was like, I was a little like, what happens at the end of this book? Because I feel like all the rest of her books have
I'm over 100 pages into the next book already.
Oh my God. Like, I feel like all the rest of her books, with the exception of like the end of, was it Empire Storms into Kingdom of Ash, pretending Tower of Dawn was not in the middle of that. I feel like all the rest of her books have an ending where it's like, I need to read the next one, but it doesn't have to be right this second. Like, there is enough of a conclusion that it is okay. This was just what she's talking about with her new ACOTAR book, where it's only split into 2 books because there's not enough glue to hold the one story together. It's just one 1,600 page book, but you can't make a 1,600 page book.
I think we've gotten, I'm going to make this note. Don't go away. Don't say anything. We will cut this shorter because I have to make this note so we talk about it when we talk about Flame and Shadow, because I'm going to forget it. And I haven't started that note yet.
I'm going to start the note right now too. I'm also reading this book. Also, do you like how once I'm pretty sure you've gone to bed, I just put all of my thoughts into one long text message so I don't send you 18 text messages because I don't know if it wakes you up or not. because I'm considerate. You're welcome.
What were we talking about? I said, don't talk to me.
I was so sorry.
I didn't make the notes, Stephanie. We have to cut this again. What were we talking about?
Something about the beginning of the third book.
Oh, okay. Don't say anything. God damn it. Okay. I made my note. Thank you.
Give me a good coffee break because I wanted more coffee for the last 30.
Okay, wait a second. My coffee's downstairs. Can we cut this too? And let me go get my coffee. I'll be really fast, I promise. Okay,
Yes,
cool. Okay. Where else are we? Oh my God. Wait a second. I was trying to go back to your notes, but I opened mine instead. And I was getting to what? Oh, we just talked about the sword on my side.
Oh, yeah.
My next note, of course, the wings are sensitive.
Yep.
Which I thought was worded funny. After I read that again, I was like, that sounds really dirty. But I literally, that popped up in the book and I was like, of course. And then it's never mentioned again because everybody's being tortured now. Okay, sorry. That was the next one on mine. Could hell be related to the Nightmare Court? I don't think it really intertwines that way. I do genuinely think it's its own other planet.
I don't think it is anymore because they didn't have any idea what she was talking about.
I don't think I ever had that connection. I legit, the moment that they started talking about the Asteri at the end of the book, having that giant map out of the world in their basement, like fucking pedo creepers. And it was like all those notes about wasn't viable, rebellions, like the children.
I did.
Started because we're not getting political here because I'm going to make a lot of people I know mad and I can't do that on our fourth episode. So
when they started talking about Dusk's truth though, I literally was like, could that be Valeris? Like what is Dusk? And I was like, it has to be Valeris.
I was
always in Twilight.
Wait a second. Okay. Let me look at my notes one more time. Oh, this one was just for fun. I think I connect back there. Just a second. All right. Blah, blah, blah. Chapter 15 is solidifying for me how much this is. Oh, I said the future. Initially, I was like, this is the future of ACOTAR. On the streets of Crescent City so this was at the beginning of this book is when they truly and genuinely started talking about all of the breeds of humanoid creatures there were, coexisting diversity inside of the city. And it was connecting back to a lot of characters in other books, like back to Throne of Glass, because we had the wolves in their area. That's Fenris and his brother. That's part of Maeve's original kingdom. And so all of those things are there. And then it was, what was it? There was another one. It was the witches are med witches and all of those things. And that was back to that's why I think also that Throne of Glass, now that you've seen that, I think that's the original, because that's the intertwining. A med witch in my eyes is a descendant of Kale and Irene are mated to,
Yeah, the healers.
Are mated to a descendant of Dorian and Manon.
I like it.
Do you see what I mean? She has the potential to put series in between these series that make those connections through all of these little introductory people that they're talking about. Queen Theia, that's how I say it. Theia.
I say Theia.
I feel she's a piece in the middle, and that maybe at the end of Crescent City, she's being introduced maybe in a way that Elena was introduced to Aelin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was still trying to find the part where they talk about the princess, and it makes me mad that I can't.
Either way. So, that was me saying that chapter 15, that early in the book. So all of this other stuff, of course, the wings are sensitive early in the book. Oh my God, wait a second. Was that the sex scene? Was that the first sex scene where I told you I was sitting at the YMCA?
That didn't happen until like 40 chapters in.
Okay. I can't remember what was happening.
That was the first book, wasn't it? That's the first book.
So this is maybe the second sex scene at the beginning of the second book.
Maybe, yeah.
Either way, I think that was when I was sitting at the YMCA and I was trying to not text you because I knew how far ahead I was of you. I knew you were close, but that you might not actually know what I was talking about. And then shortly after it, I was admiring the diversity of Crescent City and Sarah J. Maas and how she presents that as she puts the different breeds of people against each other in these books. What's my next note? Rune says, so does Helena, night-haired Helena, from whose golden skin pours starlight and shadows, talking about Bryce and Rune's ancestors. I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Okay, so this is super far-fetched. There are so many names in the world that SJM could have picked from. But we have an Elaine, an Elena, and a Helena, which all feel like such an overlapping name. And I don't think that there's a way that they're all like the same person, but like it does feel like an interesting choice that they're all so similar.
Okay. Elena from Throne of Glass, the queen. Yeah.
Feyre's sister. Helena, that we're now talking about.
Interesting.
Because there's also, like, I think that the concept of, like, word and erd are the same thing. It's just that lost in translation thing.
Yeah.
And so could those names be the same thing where it's, like, just the translation over time caused the names
they
to
mean
like,
something?
Yeah, that they're, like, connected somehow.
Interesting. I don't know. My brain's not making connection.
I don't know.
I
don't know what the connection would be. I just think it's interesting that, like, out of all the, like, Bryce, Feyre, and Aelin, like, wildly different names. Like,
yeah.
Rhysand, Rowan, wildly different names.
Orion and Rowan aren't super different.
Well, no, but they don't call him Orion.
But it's his name. It's his actual name. And we have also been getting all of these hints that Hunt was purposefully created.
I did catch that, and I was like...
He is of a power structure somehow created by someone. I think it was probably an Asteri at some point. But I don't know, first of all. Maybe the Asteri who died.
I was going to say, I wonder if the Asteri end up being like Erewhon and his brothers and Maeve or...
Oh, wait, no. Did I take that note? I don't think... Fuck, I didn't take that note. I don't think that they are connected, but I do think the Asteri made it to that world at one point, and that's how that world figured out how to world walk.
Oh.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Because it said something in that map in the basement, the creepy basement map. It said something about a world of darkness with creatures, something at the end of the book.
Ooh.
You remember that?
Yes. This is sort of related to that.
It was uninhabitable. Because of the creatures, it was like...
It was too much.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the theory before that maybe more from ACOTAR is Maeve. Do we think, if that's true, that she also pops up in Crescent City? Because I was like, what if Maeve is the Viper Queen? Like, what if Maeve and Moore are the Viper Queen, and when Moore's off doing her other things in Silver Flames, She's in Crescent City.
I gotta be honest. I don't genuinely remember what happens to Maeve at the end of.
She gets killed, but
So she dies?
yeah.
Oh, you think she comes back?
I think she dies.
Because they also talk about like when the bodies pass, like there's another world they go to and she knows how to world walk. I could see it.
Because I've seen the theory that Moore is Maeve.
I have too. I don't think I really believed it. But then again, it could be people who have actually finished the books and we haven't. I think that.
We're close.
Maybe. I could get behind it happening in this book.
Like, I think that would be a cool crossover.
I think so too. I
Moore
agree.
is a double agent.
I always thought of the connection between Astern and Moore, even though they don't look similar. Astern couldn't keep her trap shut. Talked all the time. Moore's power is truth. They both had, traumatic stomach injuries. And
that's true.
Neither one of them, there's so many pieces behind them and they come from different lines.
I just sincerely hope that one day we get answers to all of these, that this doesn't it's not just a forever theory. Like, I need to know. And also, like, I know I ranted to you about this in my voice note. When I've seen people talk about Crescent City, I've seen people be like, Azriel, like, kind of shows up. And I was like, is this going to be like the kind of thing where in Assassin's Blade, it's like, oh, she danced with a turquoise-eyed boy. And it's like, oh, that was Dorian back then. But like, is it going to show up like that where it's like, oh, there's kind of an allusion to, no, just straight up by name. He's there. There's a direct crossover. And I was like, I have seen people theorizing that they are connected in a way that makes me think we're reaching for straws, not a way where it is explicitly stated in the book.
So I immediately was like, in my head, Azriel randomly got to Crescent City somehow because we knew world walking was real. That's what I thought happened.
And I was like looking out for him.
The moment that happened in these books and it happened the way that it did, she lands in this book.
Yes, at the very end, she lands.
ACOTAR,
they walk up.
When she gets to the ACOTAR world, my brain immediately went, the first time that theory came out, or the first time all those pieces came out and people were theorizing what was happening, was obviously before the third book was released. And then people saw all of that, read the book, and started making their own videos. And so we got bombarded with those. And then for like ever.
When did the third one come out?
I don't know, but AI algorithm stuff is so good nowadays. It's feeding us what we want.
Well, that's true. It came out in 2024. So
we have the same Instagram feed.
We do. Absolutely. The number of times that you send me a video immediately after I have sent you said video. Wow.
I know. I always forget to go look at my messages first, and I need to do that.
Same.
Okay, what's next? Ooh, I had bad vibes on Celestina. I had bad vibes on her the whole time.
Same.
I initially was like, you know what? I bet she's cool. And then I was like, one thing happened. She's too cozy with Hunt.
Why would the Archangel be cool? Also,
she was too red. I knew she was bad news, but the moment that I knew like something else was like going on was she got too cozy at her mating party. The first time I wrote it down, but it had happened earlier than that. Why is she holding his hand?
That was weird.
She like flirted with him numerous times up to that. The disappointed and displeased look when he leaves her for Bryce. He's diving off the continuum like platform and she's like looking over the edge, displeased. It said disappointed and displeased. I have it in quotes, so that's from the book, apparently.
Was that when she let him go free? Like after the 2 weeks? 2 weeks that he had to stay. I was like, this is super bizarre. I was like, why? Like, I also didn't trust her in the beginning. And then I kind of was like, okay, maybe she is good. I don't know. I still don't really trust her.
When we found out she was a lesbian, for me, that I was like, she has to be cool. She has to actually be cool.
But it was when he like ran away, and I know he didn't tell her what was going on with Bryce, but like there was clearly an emergency involving Bryce, and she was like, you're in timeout for the next 2 weeks. You're grounded. And I was like, you were at some stupid contained party that had like 30 people at it. You didn't need 8 security people. Like, he had a fucking emergency.
That's why I thought she was so creepy, though, is because like I thought initially that she had a thing for Hunt. And I was like, I will fucking lose my shit if somehow Celestina, like, I don't know, makes him her mistress or whatever it's called when it's a man. I was like, I will lose my shit.
Consort. Well, and especially now that we know that like Hunt was bred for something, like what does she know about him that we don't know?
Because they go to because we just found out they go to their super secretive private universities and they're like sheltered. Yeah. I was like, ew. What was it? Oh, I said, I know their relationship is about to be in turmoil. And I'm going to be so sad. I think that was about Hunt and Bryce. And I had to wait until the end of the book for it to be in turmoil. And now I'm like gut wrenched with what's going on.
I'm so upset. I love them.
I know.
They are
solid. If he dies, we riot.
Yeah, 100%. He can't.
If he dies, we riot.
She can't do that to me. And part of me is like, oh, she hasn't killed off the love interest in the other books, so it'll be okay. Except that listening to that Call Her Daddy interview where she was like, yeah, Crescent City is the one I wrote to like blow off steam because I wanted to like have them cuss. I wanted it to be grittier. I was like, this would absolutely be the series where she killed somebody off that was important.
That would be so sad. It could definitely be Hunt. But he already killed off Cormac. He has a purpose. What if his purpose is he has to give his life the way Aelin was supposed to give hers?
I don't want it.
What was my next one? Oh, I had this moment. So when they first, like when Rune and Daybright when Night and Day start opening up to each other, and they're talking a little bit about their like traumas as a child. And I'm like deep trying to figure out who this was. She said she was absconded for sneezing during prayers. And so in my head, I was like, who would that be in all of the Mossverse? Who would that be? And obviously the Hind was completely out of the question. It was not even in the same book for me at that point.
But she became evil because of the religious trauma.
Huh?
She became evil because of the religious trauma.
Do we really know that much about, what is it? Lydia is her actual name?
Yeah.
She's Hypaxia's sister.
Yeah. Who Hypaxia never met.
Exactly. They had never met each other. But the thing I got from this is like,
she got shipped off to her dad, right?
Huh?
Lydia got shipped off to her dad.
Yes. Yeah. So she got shipped off to her dad because she started presenting with those like skills, whatever it was. What was her dad? What was her skill?
She's a bloodhound, isn't she?
No, I thought more. Isn't the bloodhound thing that's not the one that can smell everything?
Yes, it is.
That's Mordock.
I thought she was too. Maybe she's not.
But she's not a wolf. Because Mordock is a dread wolf. He's like over the wolves portion, and he's Danica's dad.
which was a crazy reveal, by the way.
Yeah, that went through me. I loved it though. I was like, dope. That's so cool. No, it was like she's a isn't the harpy a siren? And
yes.
then the hawk is literally a hawk shifter.
The hen is a deer shifter.
Was Baxian the bloodhound? Was he also a bloodhound? Because him and Danica were mates. She only would have mated with somebody with great power.
Ooh, maybe. I don't think we know that yet, though.
I would have swore he's a dog of some kind, isn't he, when he shifts? He's not a wolf.
Oh my gosh. We gotta start keeping like a map of all these people.
It's gonna be It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I have the perfect wall for it. Wait a second.
Oh my gosh, you absolutely do. Oh, she went to live with her father because she was a deer shifter. Like that was her gift.
Yes. Okay. And she was also a witch. So she had both of those lines. That made me think like the witches and the spring court somehow link up.
Baxian is both Malik and shifter. So he's a hellhound.
That's what it was. Did you hear me though?
No.
I think the spring court links up somewhere with the witches. Oh, wait, would that be Elaine?
That's what I was thinking. Especially,
yeah.
If Elaine and Lucien do end up, if Elaine comes around to Lucien.
Interesting. What if these are technically in different timelines?
They could be.
But they somehow have developed the ability to make it to like that far. Okay, my last one before. Okay, wait. These two have to be like connected. Maybe not. Where would that have been? I wrote, we are level 10 deep in the relationship qualms. I think that was about Bryce and Hunt.
Probably when he was like staying at the comitium.
And they were mad at each other
They were mad at each other.
When I pull my hair back.
Because you've got a tan headband on.
I know, I love it though.
Yeah, I think it was when Bryce was off like doing all of the things and not telling Hunt and was kind of like, oops, sorry.
Which is funny because like that's what Danica did and she was so upset about it and then she was fucking doing it to him.
Also, poor Juniper. Bryce was trying so hard to be a good friend, pulling her princess card, and poor Juniper and her career as a dancer.
And she's so pissed.
And she's so mad. And I totally understand why she's so mad. Like, I understand it from both of their perspectives. And I'm like, this is
personally, so sad. I think she's being a petty bitch. I don't see her side because Bryce literally fought in the streets to save people who couldn't save themselves. And she's like, I don't know. I'm just like, first and foremost, yes, she fucked up. She shouldn't have done it, but she has said she's sorry. She has like profusely done so and been like, I really just, I don't know. I thought it was right. And
I do think sorry. She's being like too mad for too long. I will agree with
exactly.
that. I understand why she's mad at the beginning.
Yes. At first, in the very beginning, I was like, yeah, be mad. That's fair. That's valid. But it feels like it's been like months.
I figured it out. I know what your note was about. It had to be about Bryce covering up a meal, not having any powers, and like coordinating for him to go live with her parents because Hunt was so angry at that entire situation. Yes. And I was like, Hunt, calm down.
Well, no, I think he had a little bit of a right because she had been making so many reckless decisions up to that point. And like, I recognize it. I would have made her decisions. But then afterwards, I would have gone, no, there were small pieces. Like I made so many bad decisions that like this one decision, I understand why you're so mad about it. Like I wish I would have done it different.
That's fair.
But I also feel like he came around pretty quickly.
He did.
Too. Like he didn't stay mad in a way. He like, you saw his thought process start to change pretty fast, I think. Sorry, what was next on your list? Is the Star Sword one of Nesta's? I think at that point, that's towards the end of the book.
Yeah. Because I don't remember the details of Truth Teller. Is that Azriel's normal sword? Like, I don't remember the details of that to know if that's the same, like, dagger he puts down, basically. I don't think it is, though, in which case it's, like, a different weapon, which would make sense that if this happens after Silver Flame, that like that could be one of the weapons that Nesta forged. Well, no, because that happened 15,000 years ago. Never mind. Scrap that whole theory.
Okay. I was thinking in my head because I think at this point I had already understood Throne of Glass was in the past and now we are in the same, like that was the division. Throne of Glass is the past and now there's these two worlds are the ones we currently know about. And at that point I thought they were at like the same time. And I still kind of think they're at the same time, but I think these
ACOTAR is like slightly before Crescent City and Throne of Glass is like way back here in the timeline.
Yes. I'm my confusion, the brain fart I was just having is what do you mean the ACOTAR is like before? I think the events of ACOTAR, like the war and everything, happened like 50 years before Crescent City is happening. Yeah, because they're all like immortal and
yeah,
that kind of thing. And we don't figure out exactly how old Nesta is, but she's like, I haven't been alive long enough to something. So this could be, okay, I do agree.
So I don't think that the events are happening concordantly. I think that by the time we pick up in Crescent City, the war in ACOTAR is over.
Yes.
And I think that leads to why in the beginning, well, I guess that's a spoiler for the beginning of the third, but like why Rhysand is so protective of his people.
Yeah. I agree. I keep losing I think the swords though, my point about the swords is that I think all of the swords somehow relate back to Throne of Glass. Because there is Damaris, there's Manon's sword, there's Adian has one that's like important. And so I think we have some of the swords, but like I think that relating back to those Fae, some of these swords are from people that we're going to connect back to in Throne of Glass.
I agree.
I think the swords are important somehow to defeat the Asteri eventually. Or whoever the bad guy is in the end. You said, okay, obviously this is Feyre and Rhys.
It's because I think was there a note before that? If not, I might have deleted it where I was like, did she just drop into Valeris? And then I was like, not 100% sure, but I was like, okay, the violet eyes, the dark hair, this has to be Rhys. And then it was like the female with like tattoos swirled up her arm. And I was like, okay. And then literally 2 sentences later, he's like, hi, I'm Rhysand. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm not anything special. I didn't figure that out. It was like in Throne of Glass, me figuring out that she's Aelin like 2 pages before it happened. And I was like, I'm so smart. I've got it. I've nailed this theory. And then I was like, nope.
I remember that when hi, buddy. There's too much going on, Mom. I remember when you texted me and you were like, Selena is Aelin. And I was like, yeah, she sure is.
It's literally like the next chapter.
Because you had just been texting me like a bunch of stuff. And so I knew exactly where you were. All right, these updates were clearly in real time, and I did not expect them to come out and say it How have I not seen anything about this crossover before? This is not
the same thing I ranted about 3 times.
This is not. Maybe Azriel is a little in CC. I immediately said the same thing. I was like, this is not how I envisioned this unraveling. Like,
No.
I still have no guesses.
I still don't understand why people hate on this series so much.
This
like all the posts that I keep seeing that are like, oh, ACOTAR girlies, you have to read Crescent City now before the next ACOTAR comes out. And I was like, what do you mean you have to read? Like, so good. Like, I don't, and all the people, like, I've seen so many, like, things complaining about, like, oh my God, there's so many characters. And I was like, Throne of Glass has so many characters.
I'm pretty sure in one of the last few things we've recorded, I straight up was like hating on ACOTAR. I was like, it just doesn't touch Throne of Glass. I think I said that to you at one point. I was like, it's just like, it's not even like,
which is to say, it's still great.
It is really great. However, I think I underestimated it. I think after finishing Crescent, I'm excited to read ACOTAR again because now I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, I am too. I'm excited to
not wait to do that.
It's insane the way that I'm like, I need to go back and reread all of these now.
I know. I think I might do that. Okay, so I'm going to switch. The last note, do you have any more?
No.
Last note. I am done. I'm in emotional turmoil. I will not be able to sleep tonight.
It was 10:30 at night when I finished the book. Patrick walks in. I am 5 pages from the end of the book. Patrick gets off his phone call with his friend and he opens the door to the room I'm in. And I just went, and he looked at the book and he went, oh God, dogs, get out. We're in the end game. And like shuffled me out. And I walked out and just stared at him. And he was like, what happened? And I was like, I'm 1,600 pages into this series. I cannot tell you what happened. But like,
I straight up, Stephanie, I couldn't go to sleep until I knew at least the next few. Like, I immediately closed it. I had gotten Flame and Shadow off of Libby that morning and had already downloaded it. And I immediately went over to Flame and Shadow. I clicked it. And I think I read to chapter like 5 or 6, immediately once I finished, because I was like, I just need some settling here. I need to know what is happening and I can go to bed.
I did actually sleep fine that night, but like, I was afraid it was because I finished several of the Throne of Glass books like right at night. Oh, herky boy.
So here coming from a mile away.
I finished several of the Throne of Glass books like late at night and then like didn't sleep because I was just like, what is happening? What's next? Where are the characters?
I had that thought this morning. Last thought, and we sign off for the day, at least from recording, because I have so many things to say. But I had that thought this morning on my drive home when I usually send you a voice note. And I was like, no, I'm going to hold on to it. I don't feel the anxiety in this book that I have felt in ACOTAR and Throne of Glass.
That's fair.
And I really enjoy that. Like, I can set this book down and feel good about walking away from it and not being like, I have to know what happens next.
No.
And I don't know where that came from, if this is just like somehow a calmer version of my traumas, but I don't know. That one was like, I actually enjoy this series so much more than the other two so far.
I wonder if it has to do with like the modern aspect of it.
It might. Ooh, that would be like
that. Like it feels more like I could handle the situations in this book. Obviously, my life does not have fucking demons and shifters and stuff in it, but like the modern day aspect of it.
Yeah. Okay. Godspeed.
Oh, wait, do we have recommendations?
God's blessed. Oh.
I didn't think about mine this week.
Do we have recs? Did I recommend the Cowboy series last week?
Yes.
Okay, fine. I won't do that. I recommend. Ooh, I have a recommendation. The tiny Alani cans. They're 100 milligrams of caffeine. They're about this big. You can get them in, I think it's like a 12-pack from Walmart. And it's like, because energy drinks are too big. Nobody needs 200 milligrams of an energy drink at the exact same time. 100 milligrams max. Drink it slowly if you can. If not, just use that really good first high yourself. But they're so yummy. I love Alani's, but they're huge. They're gigantic. Yeah. And so I'm like,
you and I shared one at the week I was back for your wedding.
Did we?
They're so big.
Really I probably had way too much coffee that week. That's my recommendation. They're super good.
Meal prep yourself a sweet treat. So you have a sweet treat. That's my recommendation.
All right. Godspeed. God's blessed.
Enjoy or ignore.